Srimad Bhagavad Gita class. Today we are reading from chapter 7, verse 29. Jara Marana Mokshaya Mama Shritya Yatantiye Adhyatmam Karma Chakiram Jara Marana Mokshaya Mama Shritya Yatantiye Te Brahma Tat Vidut Krishnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakhilam Jara Marana Mokshaya Mama Shritya Yatantiye Te Brahma Tat Vidut Krishnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakhilam Word-to-word translation. Jara, from old age, Marana, and death, Mokshaya, for the purpose of liberation. Mam, me, Ashritya, taking shelter of, Yatanti, endeavor, Ye, all those who, Te, such persons, Brahma, Tat, actually that, Vidu, they know, Krishnam, everything, Adhyatmam, transcendental, Karma, activities, Cha, also, Akhilam, entirely. Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activity. offered by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Birth, death, old age and diseases affect this material body, but not the spiritual body. There is no birth, death or old age and disease for the spiritual body. So, one who attains a spiritual body becomes one of the associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engages in eternal devotional service is really liberated. Aham Brahmasmi. I am a spirit. It is said that one should understand that he is Brahman, spirit, soul. This Brahman conception of life is also in devotional service. As described in this verse, the pure devotee are transcendentally situated on the Brahman platform and they know everything about the transcendental activities. Four kinds of impure devotees who engage themselves in the transcendental service of the Lord achieve their respective goals, and by the grace of Supreme Lord, when they are fully Krishna conscious, they actually enjoy spiritual association with the Supreme Lord. But those who are worshippers of demigods never reach the Supreme Lord in this supreme planet. Even the less intelligent Brahman realized persons cannot reach the supreme planet of Krishna known as Goloka Vrindavan. Only persons who perform activities in Krishna consciousness, Mam Ashraya, are actually entitled to be called Brahman. Because they are actually endeavoring to reach the Krishna planet. Such persons have no misgivings about Krishna and thus they are factually Brahman. Those who are engaged in worshipping the form of Archa of the liberations form of the material bondage also know by the grace of the Lord. The purpose of Brahman, Abhibhuta, etc. are explained by the Lord in the next chapter. So today's verse, actually this 7th chapter is the first 6 chapter is a completion of the Karma Jnana. So its middle 6 chapters starting with chapter 7 is about Bhakti Yoga. So understanding of Bhakti Yoga starts from the very understanding of one's own self. If you don't know yourself, how are you going to proceed further? So here it's mentioned like intelligent person who are endeavoring for getting out of this material problems which cannot be avoided are birth and death. And in between what comes? Janma, Mrityu, Jara and Vyadhi. These 4 things need permanent solution. And a person who is intelligent enough tries to find out solution to all these 4 things. These are the natural phenomena of the body. Those who have taken birth will get old in due course of time. Body is every day changing. The body today is not the same it was 10 days before. You see, even the nails are getting bigger, you need to cut them, hairs, everything. So body is on a constant journey of getting changed and getting old. So it's been mentioned here that there are 2 kinds of bodies. One is material body, which is the vehicle to perceive the spiritual body. So material body is perishable. Why so? Because this is made up of Panch Mahabhut. This is the combination of all these Panch Mahabhut. The body comes into existence because of the last pending karmas. We continue with the karmas being pending, and if we are devotees, we continue with our devotional life. And when the time is over, whether one likes or not, have to leave the body. That is the concept we see every day, and all of us have good knowledge of all this. But what the knowledge is we are not practically applying in our day-to-day life. How we can apply that? By perceiving it into the form of spiritual body. Spiritual body means which has no old age, no diseases and no death at all. So that body is given by Krishna to his devotees when the devotees come up to the platform where he is not thinking about himself, where the only purpose of life is to make Krishna happy. So, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi teaches us that everything is getting changed in due course of time. It is also teaching us that only one thing is permanent in this material world, and that is change. Change is something which is permanent, which is happening continuously. But one wants to get up to the platform where he wants a body where he will associate with Lord Shri Krishna. In that body, it's been mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, they get the body of with 4 arms of like Lord Narayana. They serve the Lord. It depends on the desire and the way of the person is worshipping. But whichever training we are giving to ourselves here in body, we're gonna continue the same mood of servicing in our spiritual body. If some of the devotees are very happy in serving the Lord into deity worship, so the mood is developed to serve the Lord by fanning them, by offering prasadam to the Lordship, by giving good nice dress up. So the mood will be continued in next life, in a sense, when they leave their body and they get the spiritual body. The same mood will be continued. So why so much stress is given here in our sampradaya to develop the service attitude? What are you going to do with Krishna? Every individual is unique in itself. Somebody like it to serve the Lord, so they join the deity worship team. Some of them like for the preaching, so they join the preaching team. Some of them are into Bhagavad Gita and other things, and some are into cooking. There's so many things to do for the Lord. So this is to develop the mood to serve the Lord eternally. So this body full of problems, we are seeing it every day. This body is giving us trouble, but we should not neglect the body, because this is the only source which will take us closer to Krishna. So everything at the end has to be offered to the Lord. So this is a great opportunity that we have got this body. Human birth is very difficult to get. So when we have got this, so try to take most benefit out of it. So people in material world are in search of some or the other purposes. When you meet so many outsiders, those who are not following the spiritual path or Krishna consciousness, they always into some kind of bewilderment. They are always seeking a purposeful life. Even though they are very rich, even though they are having everything, then they are also looking for something higher. That is why they say, I love the purpose of my life, I have everything, then also I am not happy. Because they have got everything which is material, because they have got everything which can help this body to survive, but they have not achieved any purpose which will soothe their soul, which will give them the way to back home, back to Godhead. That is why the outside world, even though they seem to be very happy, very flourishing, they are with a lot of money, intelligence, but everything, when it is not offered to the Lordship, it is going to perish one day. If the same taste or mood or same wealth, intelligence is used in the service of the Lordship, that becomes eternal part of that particular individual soul. So body is temporary, but soul is a permanent associate of the Lordship. We do some kind of rebel, or we want some kind of desire to get fulfilled, so we get a chance to take birth and have our own world and have our own struggles to go through. So here it's mentioned 4 kind of impure devotees who engage themselves in the transcendental service of the Lord, achieve their respective goals. So the word impure devotee here is mentioned, and it's from the chapter 7, I guess. Arth, Arthati, Jigyasu and Jnani. Arth are those impure devotees, in the sense they are not longing only for the love of the Lord, not only for the service of the Lord. They have come to the not for asking or seeking something in return. I have come to you, I am saying all glories to you, but I want something in return. So are those people, those who are very much into suffering. They are into so much of suffering, they want to get out of it. They want this suffering to get end. So these are our people. So somehow they get a way toward Lord Shri Krishna. They come here, they ask something in return. Okay, I will do this service, I will chant this many rounds, but I want this problem to be sorted out. So this is a kind of art situation. When you are in a pain or in any kind of trouble, you take refuge onto the lotus feet of Lord Shri Hari. But in return, you are seeking something. They are devotees, but impure. Then comes Artharthi. Artharthi are those who want money, earth. They are in very much need of money, so they come to Lord Shri Hari, Lord Shri Krishna, and seek his blessings to get money. They are also devotees. But when their desire gets fulfilled, their faith becomes so strong that they come to the platform of pure devotional service. This is a trick in one way. And it's good trick. Somehow they are having faith in Krishna rather than having their faith in some other demigods or some Babajis or something. Then the Jigyasus. Jigyasus are those who are having so many questions. They are having so many questions, queries about the world, about the life, about the death, about just everything. And these kind of people are also good because they are actually living. They are inquisitive in nature. They are looking toward the world with their open eyes and with the open intelligence. It's not just they are living for the sake of living. So this Jigyasu also comes to Lord Shri Krishna because they want answer through scriptures, through Vedas, through Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and from Srimad Bhagavatam. So they are also impure in the sense they have come to ask something, to get answer to their questions and queries. Then come the Jnani. So these Jnanis are those people, those have just read all the Vedas and have gone all around everywhere, but then they are seeking something higher to understand. Their knowledge have given them that much knowledge that Lord Shri Krishna Narayana is the Param. Now they are not at the platform where they are going to see some demigods or some other Archa Vigrahas. They have come to Lord for this understanding. They are very much clear. So these kind of impure devotees engage themselves for the sake of getting something in return, but in due course of time, getting attached to Lord Shri Krishna's devotees, temple, books, other things, they become pure, but that takes time. So you have to stick to the process. You have to stick to the people around you. So Krishna gives you everything, your faith becomes so firm and you surrender. So this is one way to come to Lord Shri Krishna, and this is good. And there are also different kind of people, those who never surrender, they keep on suffering but they never come to Lord Shri Krishna. And they are Buddha, Dushkratina and Naradhama. These are those people who always talk against spirituality, about Lord Shri Krishna. They say everything just negative. They are Tamaguni people. So much is explained in Srimad Bhagavad Gita to understand with whom to associate. And this trick is also good. If somebody is seeking something, it's not bad to come to Lord Shri Krishna. It's good way because in due course of time you will get what you are born for the achievement of Krishna Prema. The ultimate purpose of life can be achieved. So if somebody is seeking something and coming to Krishna is not wrong. They are impure somewhere, but they are devotees. We all are impure somewhere, but we are following the path. So only person who perform activities in Krishna consciousness are actually entitled to be called Brahmin. Why so? because they are Krishna conscious. They know where they are. They know where they are heading. It's not like they have no knowledge. So those who are actually at the platform of Krishna consciousness, their activities are directed toward everything toward Krishna. They don't get bewildered so easily. But this process takes few months maybe, few years maybe, and sometimes few lives. But then the process is perfect. There is problem with our level of surrender. There is problem with our egos. There is problem with our association. But the process is very much sublime and perfect. So, in Krishna consciousness, life and death means the same. Serving the Lord. In the sense, if a devotee is leaving the body, the lamentation is not the way the karmis do. Because one particular devotee has served all his life to Lord, then other devotees celebrate his departure because we not only assume but we are assured that he is going to associate with the Supreme in the eternal service. So for a devotee, life, birth is same and death is same because even after death he is going to associate with the Lord. But in between, the path between life and death has to be managed carefully. It's very easy to say, but we all are practicing. Very easy to hear, but very difficult sometimes to imbibe it. Very difficult to practically apply it. But then, always remember what I always remind to myself also, that Krishna is very loving. Even if I am somewhere going wrong, he gonna correct me through his devotees, through his instructions, through his books. So faith is very important. Faith in the process is very important. And those who wanted to go up to the level of realizing oneself, but they are not surrendered to Krishna, they are also those kind of people who have got a big hidden treasure, but they don't know how to use it. So knowledge is only good when you're going to utilize into the right process. So just reading the Vedas, just reading the books, just acquiring the knowledge is not that good enough. Because then you're going to be a jnani. You're not going to be a bhakt. Jnani is a difficult position, bhakta is a very easy position. Because a person who even have, those who not even know how to read scriptures can be a wonderful devotee. But the one who is jnani, who is a scholar in Sanskrit or literature, can be a person who is just puffed up with his knowledge. So to become a devotee is something very easy. You have to surrender and always remember Krishna is there to protect me. Krishna is there to guide me. Krishna is always there to encourage me. He is our ultimate protector and He is our ultimate encourager for life. Sometimes even devotees lose their hope for life. But then some of the prasad do the miracle, some of the good words of the devotee do miracle, and they again get encharged. Because Krishna associates his devotees in the form of prasadam, in the form of books, in the form of pure devotee when they are giving lectures and all, like Srila Prabhupada. Whenever we hear Srila Prabhupada, we get some kind of that strong energy to go more further in spirituality. When we are there to lose our hope, we should always take shelter of pure devotees. It's been said very beautifully that the wonderful thing you can give to somebody is hope. Hope for life, hope for devotion, hope for eternal life after death. And that hope is all here. We are hopeful to become a wonderful devotee one day. into our spiritual bodies. Few years back I was hearing some of the lectures and that's been mentioned by the speaker that we all belong to Golok Vrindavan only. Natadbhasate suryo na shashanko na pavaka yaddatvana nivartante tadhamam paramam mama. So we are actually from there, but somehow we got here to correct ourselves, to correct our egos, maybe. So the devotee was telling a wonderful story. One devotee in a spiritual body was there in Golok Vrindavan, and she was making the garland. So in a fraction of moment, she just given some thought about I may want this way my life to be, where I'm also going to get served or something. She was just about to put another flower in the garland when she is in Golok Vrindavan in her spiritual body. The needle is here, the flower is here, and her spiritual body is there. But then she is departed here in the material world to get her desire fulfilled. So the spiritual body will be still waiting there with the needle and the flower. By the time she makes her all around, in all these crores and crores of birth she will take, she will taste all kind of problems here. Then again she will develop what she was thinking that she will be happy getting served. And she will again go back to her spiritual body and put another flower. And that took just a moment. She just given a thought and again she started. For the time is totally different there. The moment she is spending just giving a thought, she has taken so many years here we have passed. So that the time spent we spend here on the earth planet is totally different than there in heavenly planets and in Golok Vrindavan. So the moment they are here, so many, we keep changing our bodies, birth after birth. We keep on changing our species and get back to our actual consciousness. So this is work. It's like, when NASA is launching on the launching pad, they are launching their missile. So the degree of, the fraction in the degree of launching, the missile lands somewhere rather than going to the moon, it goes to the Mars. So it's like that. So we should not get affected with the notion of getting served rather than always think how I can serve Krishna and his devotees. That is the last understanding. After reading everything we should know. That is the first and that is the last thing. Everything starts with service attitude and everything ends with the service attitude. That's Vasmi. That Bhakti Siddhanta Swami Maharaj used to say whenever somebody used to approach him for asking something, can I serve you this prasadam? Can I serve you this? So he used to say the first word, Dasavasmi, I am your servant. So these are the attitudes of all our previous acharyas. We cannot learn everything, we cannot imbibe everything, but with every lecture, with every chapter we cover from Srimad Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, we should come up with one promise to our own self, one give up. One promise or one give up. That is good enough. Just maybe a small give up on my own bad ideologies, on my bad habits, or one promise that I'm going to do this service with the attitude that Krishna is ultimate, to taste this, to enjoy this. So this way, one day we will be able to come up to the level where everything which is partially forced will become natural. Today we may be forced halfway, full way, but one day it will become so natural that it will be a part of us. Nobody is going to force us to do get up from Mangala Aarti, to be very loving and caring for the devotees. Even they are asking for extra prasadam or extra anything. It should always be happy. Because let us become a part of our life to be happy. Because we are with Krishna. The first answer to everything is yes, we are happy because we are associating with Krishna and his wonderful devotees. So death cannot separate a devotee from Krishna, rather death gonna bring them closer if we have worked so hard and so beautifully reading all beautiful scriptures, listening to all beautiful lectures, and then coming up onto the point of full surrender. So for devotee, life and death is same, but we have to manage the path in between beautifully. So, and we always wanted to reach to the spiritual body where there is no pain. This body is full of pain, anxiety, stress, depression. Half of the world is suffering with depression right now. After this pandemic, COVID-19, everybody is asking so many questions from themselves and from those who are into spirituality. Why this happened? Why? Why Lord is not taking care of us? And they have dripped into depression, loneliness. So this body creates a number of problems. Use this body for the betterment of your own self first and for those who are surrounding you. And these disasters are being caused by our own self, by what we as humans are doing. Lord has nothing to do with it. Rather, He is protecting whichever way He can. So let us all understand one thing. Use this body as an instrument, as been said millions of times, to love Krishna and to love His devotees, to care for the Lord and care His devotees. Devotees are not only those who are here present in the form of humans, rather every individual in the form of animals may be residing. They are not causing any damage to us. They are living their way. They are the cows, the street dogs, monkeys. Let us be loving and caring whichever way we can, because at the end of the life, we have to leave the body, they have to leave the body. Hare Krishna. I stop here. Any questions or comment?
Krishna says that one who comes to me, don't go back to material world. And how is this story?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit?
Yeah. Even I had the same question when I heard this story so many years back, and they said, we are not forced to go back. We are not forced to take birth. Like in karmic reactions, when we go to the heavenly planet, even though we don't want to leave Swargalok or any higher planetary system where they are enjoying in our good life and all, we are not forced. We are forced to come back here to Earth planet or wherever we are destined to. Even we don't want to leave that good place. But in Golok Vrindavan, we are into the free will, where we are associating with the Lord without any old age, disease or death. But then with our own desire. We feel like and we just wanted to taste it and we get that. So the difference is in Swargalok or other planetary system, we are forced to come back when the quota of our good karmas get finished, whether we like it or not. We are thrown from there.
That is still a material world.
Yeah, we are sent to the material world again.
We are in a material world. The solar clock is material world.
Yeah, we are thrown here to take the another cycle, whether we like it or not. That is also the book Karmadakshai Sagar. The transcendental, the Chinmaya Akash starts after crossing Karmadakshai Sagar. There we have all Vaikuntha Lokas. Going up to the top, Golok Vrindavan. So all Vaikunthas of all Narayana Tattva or Narsimha or Varaha Indralok, everything is all material, part of this material world. But then that cycle has to be completed by you, whether you like it or not. You enjoy in Swargaloka, your quota of good karmas is finished, you are thrown back wherever you are destined to. This is how this works. But when you are there, it's your wish. Even nobody wishes that way, but somehow, maybe Krishna Leela for us to get checked again, maybe verified again, maybe. So that's what I heard few years back. So the wish is all ours. Nobody is forcing us to leave that beautiful place. It's all depend on how we are conceiving.
I thought I can just add.
Yes, please.
Yadgatva nanivartante.
Yeah.
Krishna says, if you have come back to Golopuranam, you will not go down.
Yes.
Nanivartante. There is no
No
question of
return.
returning.
Yes.
Return.
Yeah.
So in this example, actually the person is making the garland,
Mm.
and for a moment he thinks that if I wear it, how it will.
Yeah.
So it is not for Krishna, but it is for him,
Self-enjoyment.
herself, for
Yeah,
himself.
yeah,
for him.
yeah.
So the moment that had come, then you have rightly pointed out, the spiritual body is there and he or she, whatever is the soul comes back to the material world.
Yes.
Now, nanivartanti, he will not go back, he had come,
Mm.
but he will again go back to Golo Vrindavan. That is the constitutional position.
Yes.
So even though he is in the material world, he is doing all the activities with karma and he is in the cycle, but his ultimate goal somehow or the other, his constitutional position is going back to Golo Vrindavan.
Yes.
And how long he will go back or he will stay is dependent on the free will which is given to the particular soul. If he realizes that I have to go back and I have to do my sadhana perfectly, leaving all the material desires, then he will go back quickly. Otherwise, okay, you enjoy. Again and again,
Yeah.
millions and millions and millions of lifetimes.
Yes, it takes millions of lifetime. So that is how it works. We have to be very careful. The sense of self-enjoyment can again, bring you back to the material world. Working so hard, getting up for the Mangla Aarti, chanting rounds and all process, it's good. But then we should not commit that small, mistake of thinking how I'm going to look in this garland. So every garland is for Krishna only. So we will be continuing our services.
That's it.
Hare Krishna. Anything else?
One more.
Yes.
I don't know whether it is relevant here. Now we have come to 729. Actually, now there are 4 types of pious people who do the service to Krishna. So all the devotees or whatever it is, they are categorized into 4. We don't have the 5th one who are the pure devotees who do the service to Krishna.
They are not the pure, they are the impure ones.
Yeah. They are 4.
Therefore,
Ah,
they, in due course of time, they will have more fixed faith in the Lord. They have come for seeking something, but they will become pure. So these are the 4 kind of impure people, those who generally approach, and in due course of time, they become pure devotees. So they have not mentioned here for the pure devotees, they have mentioned for the impure devotees. They are impure. It's been mentioned by Srila Prabhupada here, 4 kinds of impure devotees.
They desire to get something.
Yeah, because they are seeking something in return.
Yeah.
But the service attitude is, I don't want anything, I want Krishna to be happy. So that is missing here. But they will develop somehow, because they are associating the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the source of perfection in himself. So they will become perfect in due course of time. Yes, Prabhuji.
Only when actually these are impure, they become pure only after they get a chance actually to associate with the pure devotee.
Yes, yes. That is
Without
always.
that actually, they cannot become pure.
That is always. Association is very much important. Association of pure devotees in the form, as I said, Srila Prabhupada's books, lectures, all prasada, all are going to make them pure in due course of time. They will get their faith fixed, but then they have to associate with all these. For us also, for everybody, even for the perfect one, the association is very important.
Service to Krishna is not available unless we serve the devotee.
Yes, yes.
So first devotees, then service to
Krishna accepts everything through his devotees. You cannot approach, it's been mentioned so many times, you can't approach Srimati Radharani or Krishna directly. You have to approach them through Srila Prabhupada. Then Lalita Sakhi, Vishakha Sakhi ask them to offer this thing to the Lordship. So it's a process. And we have to follow it from Guru to Srila Prabhupada, then to the Sakhis, then to the Radharani. We always approach the Lord with this thing.